Hey guys, welcome to my vacation TBR. I am literally leaving for vacation tomorrow for like 4 weeks and I need to get packing. I need to start picking out my books because frankly I have no clue what I'm gonna bring because I just got out of a slump, and on top of that I have so many books that I want to bring but like limited space, so we gotta figure this out. First and foremost, I feel like my Kobo is gonna be a game changer on this trip. This is my first time. No, it's not my first time traveling with it, but it's my first time traveling with it on like a longer period of time where I do have like quite limited space for books. So I think I need to add some more books to here, but I thought first we could go through and see what I have. I was literally about to be like, oh, I'm gonna screen record. Girl, you can't screen record on a Kobo. But I have the Lightlark series. I have the Ministry of Time, which I do also have physically. I have The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which my friends just read and said was really good, so I feel like I'll probably read that. And then I have Morning Star, which I'm currently 10% in and is my book club book. We've got a few of the Princess Diaries books. Also, if you hear the lisp, no you don't. I just got Invisalign yesterday. We're not gonna talk about it. We have Swimming in the Dark. We have The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which is the first book in the Wheel of Time series, which is my brother's favorite book and book series ever. And I've been like 10% in, I think like 3 years. So we have Assassin's Blade, which I've been saying I'm gonna read for like a year now. Game of Thrones, I don't think that's happening. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Swept Away by Beth Leary. I feel like that could be cute because like the picture on the front is like them on a boat. I feel like that could be fun. Then we have the new Percy Jackson book, When He Goes to College. We have Lost and Lassoed, The Wishing Game, Our Infinite Fates, and the rest of Caught Up because I low-key softy enough'd it after 70%. I feel like honestly out of these, the only ones I would low-key read that are currently like calling my name are maybe Swept Away, maybe Our Infinite Fates. I feel like the Assassin's Blade, like I need to get to that, but low-key it's not giving like summer vacation on the beach in Greece vibes. Like no, it's sad. I feel like Swimming in the Dark could be good because it's sad, but like the cover's stun and it literally says Swimming in the Dark, so hello. And then yeah, Morning Star is gonna be read. And then I feel like The Serpent and the Wings of Night I should read. Or Lightlark, because those are like, I don't know if they're both YA fantasy. I know Lightlark is YA fantasy, but I feel like they're kind of like easygoing fantasy, not too much crazy stuff is going on. But yeah, I've got those. I feel like I should add some more just in case because I'm a massive mood reader. So I need more options always, but I don't know what to add. Like I don't know. But I pulled out my book cart and it is time to start picking the books that are about to take up space. And honestly, I have no clue what to bring. There are a few books that I do, so I basically just lied. And first and foremost, I'm bringing It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I absolutely love Annabelle Monaghan books. I think her books are so good, so beautifully written. I love the emotion in them. I love how they're a romance book that's honestly a women's fiction book centered around the woman and like going back to like loving herself and finding herself, and then like, oh yeah, she like finds a little love story. Like I love her book so much, and this one just came out last month and I had her on pre-order, but I just had a bunch of different books that I had to read for book videos, so she will definitely be brought. I honestly don't know what it's about, and I kind of really want to go into this blind just because I love her book so much, so I won't be saying what it's about, which is kind of annoying for you guys, but hey, her books are amazing, so read it anyway. Then I feel like I'll also bring Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston because I also really love Ashley Poston books, and I read this on vacation last year and I absolutely fell in love with The 7-Year Slip and Ashley Poston's writing, and then I read this near the end of the summer and also really adored it. So I do feel like Sounds Like Love will be fun. Also, like her books are magical realism, like there's always a really fun magical element to them, and this one I'm assuming is something to do with music. I kind of want to go into it blind, but I low-key just want to know what the musical element is, so I will read the back. Joni Lark has a secret. She's one of the most coveted songwriters in Los Angeles, and yet she can't write. There's an emptiness inside her, and nothing seems to fill it. When she returns to her hometown of Vienna Shores, North Carolina, she hopes that the sand, the surf, and the concerts at the Revelry, her family's music venue, will spark inspiration. Okay, so we've got a beach town. That is literally so perfect. Also, like, obviously a beach town. But when Joni gets there, nothing is how she left it. Her best friend is hiding something, her mother's memories are fading fast, and the Revelry is closing. How can Joni write when her world is leaving her behind? Then she hears it, a melody in her head, lyricless and half-formed, and an alluring and addictive voice to go with it, belonging apparently to a wry musician with an emptiness of his own. Surely he's a figment of Joni's overworked imagination. Oh my god, wait, is it literally gonna— that's so interesting. Then a very real man shows up in Vienna Shores. He's arrogant and guarded, not at all like the sweet, funny voice in Joni's head, and he has a plan for breaking their inconvenient telepathic connection, finishing the song haunting them both, and hope they don't risk their hearts or their secrets in the process, because that melody, the one drawing them together, what if it's there for a reason? Interesting. So, like, they both have this, like, phantom melody in their head. I feel like that's, at least by the description on the back, the least magical out of all of her books so far. Like, we've had The Dead Romantics, which was literally, like, her seeing dead people and falling in love with a dead person. Then The 7-Year Slip, she has an apartment that, like, goes back in time 7 years, and, like, you can meet people in there. And then A Novel Love Story, she's literally falls into, like, the town from her favorite romance book series. So far this sounds the least magical realism-y, but I'm sure she'll add something more, and I'm excited because also I love music. I love music books. I love anything about music. So I am excited to read this. Also, her writing is just so beautiful. So we've got 2 books. 4 weeks is a long time, so I gotta bring a good amount of books. But I'm like, okay, I have my eye on 2 hardcovers, but like that takes up more space and is annoying to read on the beach, but like I feel like I have to bring them. Like, My Friends by Frederick Bachman, my absolute favorite book of the year so far has been A Man Called Ova by Frederick Bachman, and this is his new release that just came out 2 months ago. And I'm also not really a hardcover girly, so I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna buy it. But I went to Barnes and I saw the special edition that says My Friends, and then it has his signature on it, and I said, okay, I'm buying that. Also, like, yellow is one of my favorite colors, and like, I don't know what could be more summery than a cover that is literally like 3 friends in a pool in the ocean, something like that. We'll figure it out. But I really, really want to bring this. The one thing is, it is hefty because she's a hardcover, but I think honestly I'd be really sad if I didn't bring her, so she will be coming. What I know of this book so far, I do like going into his books. Also, Pretty Blind, going into his books. I've literally just read A Man Called Ova and his short story, The Answer Is No. But like, I loved so far going into them blindly because his writing is just so captivating, and like, you kind of know nothing for a long time while reading his books because like he keeps a lot of information away, and then you like slowly figure it out because there's a lot of like past and present timelines and stuff. So I do like going into them blindly, but I do know a little bit about this book, so I thought I'd say that. Basically, there are these 3 friends that are on the cover of this painting, and there's this one girl who has been obsessed with this painting for years and years and years. She is on a train and she meets, I think it's either the painter or one of the 3 people, but I think it's the person who painted the painting. She meets that person, now much older, on the train, and they start talking, and like, I'm assuming there's gonna be like parallels between their lives, and he's telling the story of this, and then she's telling the story of like her life now, and that's basically all I know. But like, the painting is so beautiful. I just love this cover, and I love his writing so much, so I'm very, very, very excited. I also am assuming I'm gonna rate it 5 stars, but I don't want to jinx myself. She's the 3rd book. Now I'm really trying to think. I'm looking, I'm like, the rest of these romances, I'm like, I think 2 romances is enough. We'll see. Imagine I pull out another one, but I think so. I'm trying to look. I'm definitely not gonna bring the next book in the Red Rising series because I kind of want to take a break between the original trilogy and the rest of the books, just so I can like have it sink in and not just like, sometimes I feel like if you just go through the entirety of a series in one, it kind of like, I don't know. Oh, the other hardcover that I was thinking about. This is gonna take a second to get out. I need to return these books to the library. They are overdue and I didn't read them. Okay. The next book that I was thinking of that's also a hardcover is The Wedding People by Alison Esbach. First of all, the cover, like, stunning, also very beachy. What I know about this book is there's this girl who comes to this hotel to end her life and finds out quickly that every other person in this hotel is here for a wedding, and she is in the elevator, I believe, with the bride, and the bride basically finds out what she's gonna do and is like, no, there is no way that you're gonna do that. First of all, in general, and second of all, not on my wedding weekend. Like, you were not ruining my wedding weekend. So thus the rest of the book commences, and I just feel like that sounds really right up my alley. It's a literary fiction, love a literary fiction, love a little bit of a deeper element. Also, I think it's interesting that like the bride's main reasoning for like trying to get her to not is because she doesn't want her wedding weekend ruined. So I'm excited to see whether like she remains like a gray character or like what. But yeah, I want to bring this, but it is another hardcover. But honestly, I've been really eyeing this book for like a while, and I really want to bring her. And it's such a pretty book, and it won the book of the month. No, it didn't. It was a finalist last year for the book of the month, and there's like a, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's like a cool glossy hidden picture on the back, and it was, yeah, it was a finalist last year for book of the month. So I am excited to read her, and I feel like I should bring her. Like, I've really been wanting to read her, so I will. I better read at least those hardcovers because taking up space and weight when they don't need to be. Okay, guys, literally what else should I bring? Oh my god, I just like looked at like 4 more books that I want to bring, but I already have 4, and like I should not bring that many books weight wise and space wise. But like When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro, he is one of my all-time favorite authors ever. Like, Never Let Me Go is such an incredible book. I think it's truly like my favorite book of all time. Like, it is just so incredible. And his books, I don't know if all of his books are sci-fi. I don't think they are, because this one doesn't seem like a sci-fi premise. But so far I've read Never Let Me Go and Clara and the Sun, and those were sci-fi. But I really want to read this just because I love his stories, and I don't think I read one of his books last year, and I can't have that happen again. So I really want to read it, and I feel like it'd be nice to like break up the more like, not, I was about to call these books easy, but like they're all like literary fiction, lit fic, women's fic, so like they're not, but like I feel like it'd be fun to have something a little bit more like a modern classic kind of vibe, like an Ichiguro. But I don't know, like, is that too many books to bring? Because I also am eyeing other books. Like, my friend's mom the other day gave me this book, which is super sweet, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, which is like a mystery, I don't know if it's thriller, but like mystery book that is set on like a lake town. So I was like, okay, also summery, could be fun to break it up. I don't really read mystery thrillers, but like I feel like it could be fun to bring. So I'm like, that, but then both of these would be 6 books. But then also I really want to bring Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, which is also a really thick book. So like, should I bring that? But like, I've been wanting to read this book for ages. She's like really on my summer TBR. These 2 books aren't on my summer TBR, so like in the grand scheme of like finishing my summer TBR, and like I'm more excited to read this than these 2, but I'm also really excited to read these 2. Guys, the world doesn't need to be this difficult. Also though, like I kind of want to bring an Ember in the Ashes because like it'd be fun to have a fantasy book, but also like I have fantasy books on my Kobo, so I don't need to bring this, but I've just heard incredible things and I really want to read this. But I think I'm definitely gonna put her back down because I have mainly fantasy books on my Kobo, so like that'll fill the void of like not having a fantasy if I feel like it. Also, I've not been in the biggest fantasy mood, so like I feel like most of all maybe she wouldn't be picked up necessarily, but like it's too much to bring 7 books because I also have my Kobo and audiobooks and stuff. But like, I'm just gonna be on the beach for 2 weeks and I'm gonna have long plane rides. Like, I can read a lot of books, but like, this is overkill. Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna put them all on my TBR and then just like ask my dad later, like, how crazy does this look? Or maybe my aunt, because she's a reader too. He's gonna be like, don't bring any book. Why would you bring a book? Yeah, I'll ask my aunt. Let's get into the books then, because I guess I'm putting them all on my TBR and bringing them. But When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro is about this detective in England in the 1930s, and basically he's a very, very well-known detective. He has solved like a lot of his cases, and the one case that has stuck with him and he hasn't been able to solve is his parents' disappearance. They disappeared when he was little in old Shanghai, and the story kind of flits between London currently and then I think Shanghai in like the past timeline, and I think a little bit now. Like, he's probably trying to solve the story again. And it is said to be a remarkable story of memory, intrigue, and the need to return, which I'm very excited by, just because I love Ishiguro, I love his writing, I love everything about him. But also, like, I love the idea of like the need to return, especially because like I do live abroad away from my family, and like also like the majority of my family separate from my immediate family in America like lives abroad in Serbia. So like I definitely feel that, and I'm excited to read her. Also, like, the blue, it's so pretty. I love his covers so much, and I love the way they match. Then the last thing he told me, I low-key have no idea what this is about, so I'm just gonna read the back. I'm also like a massive scaredy cat, so I will be probably reading this like on the beach when it's sunny. But like, low-key, it'd be totally fun if like one day it rained and I could just like sit and read this, because the cover is very gloomy. But let's get into the back. Oh, it's an Apple TV series right now. Very fun. Okay, anyway. Before Owen Michaels disappears, he smuggles a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. As Hannah's increasingly desperate calls to Owen go unanswered, as the FBI arrests Owen's boss and the U.S. Marshal and federal agents arrive at her Sausalito home unannounced, Hannah quickly realizes her husband isn't who he said he was, and that Bailey just may hold the key to figuring out Owen's true identity and why he really disappeared. Hannah and Bailey set out to discover the truth, but as they start putting together the pieces of Owen's past, they soon realize they're also building a new future, one neither of them could have anticipated. With its breakneck pacing, dizzying plot twists, and evocative family drama, The Last Thing He Told Me is a riveting mystery certain to shock you with its final heartbreaking turn. That actually sounds really interesting and like very up my alley, even though I'm not a mystery girl, just because I love a good family drama book. Also, I like that it says like Hannah and Bailey will be building a new future. I like that like this is gonna bring them together. Like, I find that sweet. Also, like, I think it's so interesting, like a daughter and her stepmom, especially ones that like don't speak. Yeah, I'm very excited to read this, and maybe I'll download the Apple TV series so I can read it or watch it when I finish the book. I'm actually really excited now. Wait, okay, that's so fun. And my cousin literally yesterday texted me like, what are we watching while we're on vacation? So maybe I'll get them to watch this, because my cousins love a mystery thriller kind of vibe. So then we have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I have literally wanted to read this for so long. This is like the epitome of like the book for me. It is basically about these two best friends, and each part of the book is like a different decade of their life. So we have like the 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. So you have like all the way from their childhood to when they're like older. It just sounds so interesting and incredible. I love a good slice of life. I love a good friendship story. I love like a longer period of time, like just going through their life. Like, and that's basically what this book is. It's just two best friends and everything that has happened in their life. I'm very excited. I thought I'd read a little bit of the back because I haven't read the back. I just kind of know that basic premise. But In the turbulent summer of 1974, Kate Malarkey has accepted her place at the bottom of the 8th grade social food chain. Then, to her amazement, the coolest girl in the world moves in across the street and wants to be her friend. Tully Hart seems to have it all: beauty, brains, ambition. On the surface, they are as opposite as two people can be. Kate, doomed to be forever uncool, with a loving family who mortifies her at every turn, and Tully, steeped in glamour and mystery but with a secret that is destroying her. They make a pact to be best friends forever. By summer's end, they've become Tully and Kate, inseparable. For 30 years, Tully and Kate are there for each other, weathering the storm of friendship, jealousy, hurt, resentment. They think they've survived it all until an unexpected betrayal tears them apart and puts their courage and friendship to the ultimate test. That just even sounds even more up my alley. Like, I love that they're very different, come from very different backgrounds, and I feel like that'll be interesting, and like seeing the way that they talk and communicate in like both of their sides of situations. And love a little like, oop, they're not friends anymore, and then like how it get back. Yeah, I am very excited to read this. I know I'm gonna cry, and I love the cover. I love like the fireflies. This is my vacation TBR. I just noticed that they're all like bluey green covers, and I think that's so pretty, so I thought I would speed round through them all again. We've got It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, My Friends by Frederick Bachman, and The Wedding People by Alison Esbach. I am very, very, very excited to get to all of these books. I really hope I get to all of them. Thankfully, like, I am gone for 4 weeks because I'm also visiting family in Serbia, so I am hopeful to get through all of these books. And like, low-key, now that I'm thinking about it, 7 books, like, I normally do like 5 to 6 for like a monthly TBR kind of, so like 7 books of like, these are the only physical books I have there, so like this is my only option to read. Like, I can't be like, I'm gonna pick up a different book. Like, this is perfect. I think this will work out nicely, one can hope. Also, like, 28 days, that means a book every 4 days. Light work when I'm on the beach and like in airplanes and have so much reading time. So I am excited, and I feel like I should be able to get through these, honestly. That's kind of a crazy thing to say though, because I feel like no one ever gets through the entirety of their TBR, especially like a 7-book TBR. But I'm holding out hope. I like feel like I can, but like my wrap up next month will probably say otherwise. But I believe in myself. They're all giving very beachy, very fun, but also like different kinds. Like, we have some kind of romancy, we have literary fiction, we have a little bit of a deeper kind of message, we have some like mystery, a little bit thrilling, a little bit like suspenseful. So I feel like we have a good mix of books, and I am very, very excited to read these. Comment down below what books you've read recently on vacation, or just like your TBR for July, because that's basically what this is. Anyway, I will see you guys soon, hopefully for some reading vlogs on these while I'm on vacation. And yeah, bye.